This is Maddie coming at you from Locker Room Talk. Today we're talking with Joe Mixon, former running back at Oklahoma, who just was drafted to the Cincinnati Bengals. Thanks for sitting down with us today and talking about your recruiting process, as well as giving some helpful advice for some high school athletes.
Oh yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
At what age did you start playing football? When did you decide that you could play at the next level? And when did you decide your dream was to play in the NFL?
First started playing football at the age of 10. When I started realizing I'd be able to have a future and keep on playing football, I probably said I was about 15, 16. And then from there, just as soon as I got to college, I felt like that's when I started really dreaming about the NFL.
What kept you mentally strong and motivated during your recruiting process?
Just the fun and excitement through it. I took like all 5 visits coming out of high school, so I had to figure out which environment and everything I wanted to play in. After that, everything took care of itself.
When did your recruiting process begin, and when did you start receiving official offers and going on official visits?
I want to say the end of sophomore year in high school. I started taking trips maybe the end of my junior year, and the visits for official visits I'll probably say the start of the season. So every Friday we play, I'll leave that next Saturday and try to go catch me a college game.
What official visits did you go on, and when you went on official visits, what were you looking for in a university and a football program?
The official visits I went on was Cal, Washington, Florida State, Wisconsin, and Oklahoma. I was pretty much just looking for just me coming in and being comfortable. The perfect situation for me, obviously, in playing. And then, usually when you go to a major university, everybody claims like they're top 5 this or whatever in school. So at the end of the day, all schools pretty much have a good degree. But getting a degree from Oklahoma, that's pretty big. And I'm still focusing on getting one.
Why did you choose Oklahoma when you're from California?
That's a tough question. I'll probably say really because the tradition of running backs that they have at Oklahoma. Everyone that came from Oklahoma and started as a freshman, they pretty much go to the NFL, have a very successful career. And then Coach Gundy and Coach Stoops, they was there for a long time, so that was also an influence on me.
All right. Could you comment on Coach Stoops as a coach and your personal experience with him, as well as like what he was like with your football program? And could you also tell us a little bit about Lincoln Riley?
Coach Stoops, he's a great guy. Wish him the best in his career after retirement. But my following experiences with Coach Stoops, I think it was nice. I had a very good time, with him and Coach Riley, and all the coaches there and former teammates. But Coach Stoops, he was very player oriented. He was always there for his players, no matter what. And I feel like Coach Stoops, he did a great job for whoever came and whoever he recruited for the university, and everybody planned out to be a great person throughout, his process there. And with Coach Riley, he's very young. He's about, I think he just turned 34, and I feel like he got great plans in the future, becoming the head coach at Oklahoma, and he got big shoes to fill, and I believe he did.
Why did you forego your 2 seasons of eligibility to go into the draft?
I did that because coming out of college, I feel like I'll be ready for the next level. I proved everything, that they said I really couldn't do coming out of college. So, like I said, I just felt like I was very ready to go. And another thing, is to take care of my family. So ever since I came out of college, I pretty much ain't really had any worries ever since then. But, I'm just looking forward and having a great career and doing whatever I can to help grow.
Could you explain a little bit about your experience with the NFL draft? Were your experiences with college coaches similar to that with NFL coaches? And how do you think that your experience at Oklahoma has really prepared you for the NFL?
Well, being at Oklahoma, I'll start with that first. At Oklahoma, I felt like they prepare you to go on and go to the next level. They pretty much prepare the players to come out in about 3 years. That's most of their plans, and usually the players graduate within 3.5. So with me, I did 2.5 years there. So after that, like I said, forego my season, and then leading up to the draft, it was tough, but we got through all the bumps and stuff. But at the end of the day, I I'm very happy and blessed, very blessed about it. So can't complain.
If you had honest and anonymous head coach ratings from current and former athletes at the university that you were looking at, would you have used locker room talk as a resource when you're going through the recruiting process?
I feel like I would have because, if you're going in between two schools, I feel like you get to see the things that you really don't see because, going on visits, they're all looking to show you a good time and, things like that. And I feel like most of them put up a front. For Oklahoma, I feel like it was pretty much how I thought it would be. I knew like it'd be all good and dandy before you sign, but as soon as you sign, it's a different thing. And you just signed to one of them. So I feel like it'll be good, in a lot of ways because one, personality-wise, you get to see what's going on, behind the scenes, and like I said, what kids don't see. But I feel like if I could do it over again, I'll definitely use it. And reason being, like I said, because of the personalities. I'm big on personality and just things that I really couldn't see behind the scenes, and things that I couldn't see around, like when I went to go visit or something like that. Because it was a lot of things for me that Oklahoma really didn't show. That when I had actually signed and was there, I seen a lot that was different. But some was good. Some would help me a lot. Different resources. But I'll definitely use it.
What advice would you give to a high school athlete going through the recruiting process right now?
Honestly, really just to focus on school first. School, let that take care of everything. And, when you on the field, just ball out. Going through the process, it's going to be a long process. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And, I figured that out going through my process. And don't be quick to jump the gun. If they really want you, they'll wait for you to the last second, which, kind of like I did. But if you really lean in towards a place and your heart is there, why not shoot for the stars? But at the end of the day, just like I said, before, it's all good and dandy, but when you're one of them and you're locked in, it's a different story. And all of that recruiting things that people put out on Twitter, like that ain't what's real. What's real is what they're gonna see when they sign, and they're gonna get the real person out of whoever is recruiting them. But I feel like just live out your senior year because you can't get it back. And like I said, I wish I can go back to my senior year because it was fun. But that's pretty much what I got for
Can
me.
you show us your favorite touchdown celebration?
My favorite touchdown celebration that I'll do this year. Be on the lookout. It's gonna be like 556, 720. Straight to it. Hey.
All right, thanks for sitting down with us today, and good luck in your upcoming season with the Bengals.
Oh yeah.